If there was ever an episode of All on the Table that's going to make your mouth water, this is going to be the one. I've got George Motz here, hamburger scholar, owner of Hamburger America, author of Hamburger America, and the Great American Burger Book. I'm so happy you're here because you know I'm a fan of yours.
I don't. I'm assuming that, but I know you're a fan of Hamburger America, the restaurant, and hamburgers. So,
Yes. I mean, I'm so happy that you're in my neighborhood. Well, I'm happy, and also it's a problem because then it's like
okay.
it makes me want to go there a lot. But when I think of what a hamburger should taste like, it's your burger.
Oh, good. Okay, thank you. I agree.
Yeah,
I agree. It's simple. It's not supposed to be anything but something that's satisfying.
Yes.
And also, I always think about burgers that you want to go back and eat tomorrow or next week, and you don't think it's going to be too much or too expensive. It's just going to be something that you eat because it's food and it's going to taste great.
Yeah, and like I like a simpler burger. Like, I don't like too much going on. I don't like too thick of a patty. Like, I like a thinner patty. But I also like, hearing you say, like, you want to go back and have, like, I usually judge food on whether or not it's craveable.
Right.
And that's definitely a craveable burger. Like, something can be good and you can be like, oh, my God, I had a great meal. But if you find yourself thinking about it and, like, having those moments where you're like, I just really want that burger.
Yeah.
That means it's really good.
And that's why we have regulars, which is nice. We can identify the regulars. They come in and they're like, good to see you, George.
Well, and your place has that feeling too, that you walk in and you want to be a regular there. It's got that counter. It feels like a old school luncheonette, and it's just warm and welcoming.
Thank you. We designed it to be like that, but I never imagined we would have regulars. It would take years or decades to have regulars. We had regulars from day one. We still have people that come in. We have 2 guys that come in every day.
Every day?
Every single day.
Wait a second.
I'm not kidding.
So they go eat a burger every day?
Yeah, every day. It's amazing. One of them skips the weekend. The weekend's too much for him.
Oh,
he's an older gentleman.
Just 5 days a week. Older gentleman. He figures like, why not? I should have a burger every day.
He loves the place.
Do they get fries?
Not fries. No, they usually get a burger and pie.
Oh,
or
pie
one likes to mix
too.
it up and switch it up. Sometimes get a sandwich.
Oh,
but there's one guy who comes in and gets a burger 5 days a week. Yeah.
What kind of pie do you have? I've not gotten pie there.
We have key lime pie that we make, and we also have.
How did I miss that?
I don't know how you missed that. We didn't give it to you, I guess. We have a key lime pie. And we have a chocolate cream pie.
Oh, I love chocolate cream pie. Now Ryan is key lime pie through and through because he's from Florida.
Oh, right.
And I like key lime pie, but chocolate cream pie is like, I die for that.
It's a family recipe.
Ooh.
And the key lime pie is a recipe that our baker came up with. So.
Now, George, take me back. How did you become a hamburger scholar?
Whoa. Well, it's been 25 years now. 26 years, actually. So technically, it was an accident. I was a filmmaker for many years, making TV commercials and TV shows and movies. And I made a film about hamburgers. And that began a journey I had never imagined would actually take me to where I am right now, which is crazy, with the restaurant, a bunch of books. I have a children's book coming out. We'll talk about it later if you want. It's bizarre. It's totally strange. But I made a film about hamburgers that had a little bit of a cult following. It ended up getting picked up by the Sundance Channel. They ran it as the film. They ran the film Hamburger. I made a film called Hamburger America, and Hamburger America ended up doing very well, just with like a cult audience. That was rolled into a book, a second book, became a TV show, became a cookbook. It became a restaurant.
Well, what made you decide to do the documentary in the first place?
I was looking for a good film subject, but I was not a hamburger expert at all.
Did you love hamburgers? Was it something you were passionate about, or just you thought, oh, this could be a good subject matter?
I was trying to find a subject matter that would make people talk. And no one had really touched the hamburger space at all. So I ended up making a hamburger documentary just because it was a fun subject, had nothing to do with the food. People started asking my opinion about, you obviously know a lot about hamburgers. You talked to all these people and said, no, I'm a filmmaker. And I said, yeah, but you've been to these places, you've had these burgers. When I made the book, and the book actually, instead of being a film about 8 different hamburger spots, which were in the film, it's about, the book ended up becoming research on 100. So it got bigger and it became more widespread and around the country. And I was asked my opinion of hamburgers constantly, and I became a hamburger expert.
Is that this book that
That's
turned
actually that
into
book right
this?
there, yeah, which we just updated. Yeah.
And this is the 4th edition of this, correct?
It's been out for 20 years now. I can't believe it.
I mean, this is thick. This is like, and it's dense. It's not just a bunch of pictures. Like there's a lot of words in this.
A lot of words. The pictures used to be larger.
And so did you go through and you picked your favorite burgers across the country?
Yeah, no, I just find great stories. I have criteria to be in the books. You have to have a fresh ground beef burger on the menu. You have to have a burger on the menu that's been there for over 20 years. And that to me is that's the cutoff. If your burger hasn't if you haven't had a burger on the menu at your restaurant for over 20 years, you're not really worth looking at, you know. You have to have a great story and you have to have a great burger. Those
So
are
20 years of burgers.
yeah, 20 years.
You know,
Yeah.
I wanted to have you here today because I was thinking, well, I mean, aside from the fact that I'm totally interested in what you do and that I'm a fan of your burgers, but I was thinking about it being the 250th anniversary of America.
Yes.
And what is more American in food than a hamburger?
The hamburger is a little bit younger than the actual country.
Yes, just a little bit. Can you tell me about the genesis of hamburgers in America? I've heard people say that it's Louis in Connecticut. Is that really the first burger? Like, how
No.
did burgers get started?
It's funny how that does it. People like to think that they want to believe that that's the oldest hamburger. It is actually the oldest continually operating hamburger restaurant in America. They did not invent the hamburger.
So who did?
We don't know.
We
But
don't know.
But we do know that the hamburger goes back well before the 1900 claim. It was the year 1900 when they said they invented the hamburger. They call it the hamburger steak sandwich, which it was the first time that they said that ground beef cooked somehow is served on bread, which is the definition of a hamburger. But we do know I have newspaper clippings that show a hamburger in print as early as 1893,
Really?
which would predate that claim by a good solid 7 years.
Right. And where
Yeah,
would that
at a
have?
bar in Reno, Nevada.
Oh, so
So yeah,
very far away from the Connecticut place.
very far away. In fact, we do know, this from what I believe, that the hamburger, first of all, I'll start sort of at the beginning in a way. The Hamburg steak, or a steak in the style of Hamburg, came over from Hamburg, Germany, with German immigrants who were arriving in the U.S. and trying to find familiar ethnic food from Germany. Eventually, as Germans started to migrate across the country, they'd go to state fairs, and state fairs had you'd go to a state fair to find find livestock and find farm equipment. You had to eat as well. So you'd find the stalls that sold your food that you were familiar with. And one of them obviously was probably the Hamburg steak. And at some point, it made its way to portability. It ended up going on bread. And I believe my estimation, it was sometime in the late 1870s to 1880s, somewhere in there, which would, of course, predate Louis' launch by many years at that point. And what's interesting is that the hot dog predates the hamburger by about a decade in America.
Oh.
Frankfurter, also from ethnic food from Germany, came from Frankfurt, Germany, and it was a portable food. It was actually, I think, served for the first time in New York, in Coney Island, or somewhere in New York City.
Is that why it's called a coney dog sometimes?
So that's a whole different story.
Oh.
That's the Coney's dog is because of the sauce,
Okay.
but the sauce is not from Coney Island. It's
Okay.
a whole different story.
We'll
food
stick to
story.
the
That's fine.
burgers
Stick
then.
to burgers. I know mostly about hamburgers. But at some point, I mean, you imagine if you're a state fair, vendor, and you see a hot dog walk by and it's portable. At that point, the Hamburg steak was probably eaten with a knife and a fork, and you had to stop and sit down and eat it with a knife and a fork. So somebody probably saw the portable hot dog and said, "Why don't we have this thing on bread?" And that was the end of it. And there were about 7 or 8 claims around the same time in the 1880s and 90s to the invention of the hamburger. And so no one really knows who actually invented it. It happens. My guess is it happened sometime at a state fair.
Thank God for that genius
How about that,
that
right?
gave us that. Now, when did cheese come into play?
50 years later.
50 years
50
to
years
put a
later,
slice
yeah.
of cheese on that
Yeah,
thing.
exactly. They were the earliest known mention of cheese on a burger, actually on a menu, was in Los Angeles in the 1920s. So probably 1922 or 3, I think, was the first time it was mentioned at a place called The Right Spot in Pasadena, California.
And they just decided this should have some cheese and they melted it.
There's so many
and-
stories. Who knows? I don't know the real story, why they had cheese in the restaurant in the first place, but it was a very tiny little hamburger stand. I've heard stories where the guy who was cooking may have burned one side of it and decided to hide it with a piece of cheese. I heard the story that a high school orchestra walked in and said, "Give us something special," and they ended up with cheese on it. Who knows?
It's like one of those urban legends
Yeah.
of how the cheese.
It's a good one.
And what about toppings? Like, when did those start coming?
It's a good question. So the very, very first condiment, I believe, on a hamburger is probably onion, because it came over from Germany with onions and potatoes and gravy originally, and eventually those went away and just raw onion became an actual like a topping for the hamburger. Probably the very first one. You go all through the turn of the century up to the 1920s. Burgers were cooked in onions. So they were actually sort of they made kind of like basically just sauteed or cooked down onions were the first real condiment on a burger. Then eventually came pickles and mustard. And those are the first three. That's kind of called the Midwestern trilogy. Those are the ones you'll find anywhere on a burger in the Midwest. And those are the three original first condiments. Ketchup came way later. Ketchup was on burgers probably in the 30s for the first time. Red relish predates ketchup by about a decade, I think. And red relish there's no tomato in it. It's made with peppers and sugar.
Oh, I've never had that on a
Yeah,
burger.
it's good. It's great.
Yeah. What do you like to eat on a burger?
Good question. I just like onions and mustard.
That's it.
Yeah.
Is you're not doing all the extras.
Yeah.
So, okay, I feel like I have to be honest with you. I am fully, completely, unapologetically on Reddit pretty much every day. I'll go on to look up one thing like reviews for a kitchen gadget I'm eyeing, and then suddenly I'm 20 minutes deep in a thread about what people are making for dinner that week, and I'm not even mad about it. R/cooking is genuinely one of my favorite places on the internet. I'll go on to see what people are actually cooking at home, and it ends up inspiring recipes for the show because it tells me what real people are craving, not what a magazine thinks they should be making. And R/luxury travel, before I book anything, I want to know if it's actually worth the splurge from someone who's been there, not just a polished up write up. I was even on there the other day looking up people's experiences on a road trip so that I could figure out if it would be too windy and Iris would get carsick on our drive. That's what I love about Reddit. It's not one voice or one perspective, it's a whole conversation. Real people sharing what they actually think, what actually worked, what they're genuinely obsessed with. It makes me think about things in a more well rounded way. And honestly, it just fits into my day however I need it to. Sometimes I'm looking for answers, sometimes I'm just unwinding, and sometimes I just want to know other people are thinking the same weird thing I am. Whatever question you've got, Reddit already has the thread. Download the Reddit app and find your people on r/cooking. Download the Reddit app today. Okay, if you know me, you know I take my turkey sandwiches very seriously, and I've always been a boar's head person. When I go to my mom's, she'll say to me, I got some boar's head for lunch, and I just know that she means turkey, but we say boar's head. It's what I use at my home too. It's what I trust, and it just consistently tastes better than anything else at the deli counter. So I thought I had my go-to, and then I tried the Friar's Turkey Breast by Boar's Head, and this is officially my new favorite. Boar's Head somehow brings the taste of deep fried turkey right to the deli, and the first bite really does it. It's so flavorful, perfectly seasoned, and has that rich, almost backyard, just cooked feel to it. It's juicy, it's carved just right, and it actually has texture and depth, which makes such a difference in a sandwich. I keep it simple, good bread, a little mayo, okay, maybe more than a little, iceberg lettuce, and a slice of juicy tomato. I don't need much else because the turkey completely carries it. It turns a quick lunch at home into something that feels way more special. And if you already love Boar's Head like I do, you're going to flip for the Friar's Turkey Breast. It has that quality you expect, but with a totally new flavor profile that just hits differently. So next time you're at the deli counter, ask for the Friar's Turkey Breast and see what I mean. Visit your local deli and experience the difference Boar's Head makes, and discover the craftsmanship behind every bite at your local Boar's Head deli. Boar's Head, committed to craft since 1905. So what do you think makes a great burger after all the burgers you've had?
To me, simplicity is the best burger. It's the ones that are made with love, the ones that are made with a little bit of extra fat. Fat is flavor. Also, fat really works well scientifically when you're cooking a burger. You need to have fat in there, otherwise it just dries out. And it's a lot easier to cook a burger that has a little extra fat in it. So the burgers we cook at the restaurant are 75-25. They're 75% lean, 25% fat. And a lot of that fat does run off, but at the same time, we cook on a flat top, so it's cooking all together. And that makes up a very important part of the flavor profile. Very important. And to me, that's the simplicity is everything. A toasted bun is very important, though not necessary, depending on the burger you're having. But for the most part, I think it's just, I could do meat, bun, and cheese and be totally happy.
So let's go through the different elements of the burger. The meat, you said 75-25.
Yeah.
Is there anything else like people should think about when they're making a burger, when they're getting the beef? Like, is that what they should go for?
Well, it depends on the kind of burger they're making. If they're cooking on a grill, it doesn't really matter how it's ground in a way. It can be ground kind of coarse, if you want. But if you're cooking a smash burger, you want it to be ground at least 2 or 3 times to make sure that you almost want to have a meat that looks kind of like a sausage meat, where it's blended together. That allows all the proteins and the fiber, muscle fibers to stick together whenever they're met with a flat top, or like if they're being smashed, for example.
So does that mean, like, when you get it in a package at the grocery store and it kinda looks like it comes out like, I guess spaghetti, like, it's coming out of
Oh
the
yeah, yeah,
grinder like that,
yeah.
that it should you take that package then and say to the butcher, "Can you put this through the grinder
No, no.
again?"
If the actual the spaghetti part you're seeing is just the plate that it came out of. But
Yes.
depending on how it was ground, if it was ground once or twice, it'll actually
Mhm.
become. I like to tell people, if you're looking at the beef and it looks like it's red and white, it's not going to cook that the same way as if you had a burger meat that was almost look like strawberry ice cream.
Okay,
They'll blended together.
and is that what you're looking for, is the strawberry ice cream if you're trying to make a smash burger?
Exactly. You need to have that. Scientifically, that's the only way it's going to work. People think, oh, I've got this great grind. I mean, for example, you go to France. Every butcher in France thinks they know how to grind beef for every burger that's being made out there. You ask them nicely to grind twice or three times. No, this is not steak haché. This is not the way you do it. It's like, I don't want steak haché. I want to make burgers from, think of saucisson. And they said, no, not for hamburger, not for beef. It's like, so
Are
it's
there
almost
any good
impossible.
burgers in France?
Yeah, there's some good burgers out there.
Yeah.
The ones that are, that people, yeah, there are good burgers out there. Let's put it that way. And there are great burgers in France. There are.
Yeah. Okay, so you need to have the hamburger meat to look like sausage meat. And then what do you think, like, cooking a burger at home thickness-wise?
All depends what you're looking for. If you're on a flame grill, I tell people one of the best ways to make a thick patty burger is not just to put it in your hand, which is great, but you can get very uneven. And
Mhm.
if you have a cooking surface that's all one temperature and you have a bunch of different sized patties, they're all going to cook at different rates and different sizes. So I want a smaller burger, I want a bigger burger. Don't listen to them. What you want to do is get a dough cutter, like a good size, like a 6-inch or a 7-inch dough cutter, for making biscuits or something.
Mhm.
And you put that flat on a table with some parchment paper underneath, and you portion your beef, or you weigh your beef or portion it, so each one's the same size, and you press your beef into that ring mold, and you have this perfectly cylindrical burger with a nice strong, like, tall sides. That's the best way to make a burger if you're cooking on a grill. Actually,
I
any kind
love
of
that
burger.
advice because
Yeah.
you think you have to buy one of those, like, burger press
No.
molds thing. You can just use a biscuit cutter or
Yeah,
cookie
yeah,
cutter.
that's the
Yeah.
best way. That's the way actually most of the high-end restaurants in New York City make their burgers.
You're kidding. I didn't know
They
that.
put it into a mold, yeah.
Oh, a ring mold.
Yeah, ring mold,
Yeah.
yeah, and because of those perfectly, like, straight sides,
Mhm.
when you start to cook the burger, they won't fall down. They actually it stands up straight, and it keeps all the juices inside the burger much better, I think, scientifically, than just hand forming a patty.
Okay, tell me about seasoning the meat.
Seasoning, you should always season beef as it hits the flame. You never pre-season anything. You know this because you end up with, scientifically, the all those muscle fibers start to bind together with salt. It doesn't work at all it makes the burger very tough. We've done all kinds of tests before. We've proven that without a doubt you have to season as you go, and only salt. I would say if you're
Mm.
cooking on a flame grill, pepper for sure. Pepper tends to burn pretty quickly. Pepper is very acrid. It can
Mhm.
burn very fast. So I tell people just salt.
And so salt it right before it goes on the
Yeah.
grill or the griddle, or salt it once it hits the heat?
It's right before you go on. Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
salt and then drop it on the flame as fast as possible.
Yeah, because otherwise, if you salt in advance, you're gonna get the moisture pulling out too, and then you're not gonna get the good browning
Yeah,
on
it's
there.
true. Yeah, I just, in the restaurant for our smash burgers, not the onion burger, but the smash burger, we do use Lowry seasoned salt.
I love Lowry
Me
seasoning
too.
salt.
It's the best.
It's
It's
so
it's so
good.
straightforward and so good.
It's like one of those things that when I was a kid, I would always
Yeah,
have it. I haven't had it in years. I
it's
need
so
to
good.
buy
It's
some of
everywhere.
that.
It's everywhere.
So
It's so
you
good.
put that on the smash
Yeah, we
burger.
try to keep it a secret. This is our secret seasoning, and then somebody left the big tub, like, behind the counter. And someone, a customer said, "I think it's Lowry. It's not a secret." I'm like, busted. So
Well,
yeah,
it was a secret until they found
yeah, for
out.
about 10 minutes. Yeah.
All right, let's talk bun. What makes the best bun for a burger?
Simplicity again. Something that's a little more dense, because if you're gonna, depending on what you're doing with the bun, whether you're toasting it, it's going on a big burger, you want it to be pretty sturdy, but not sturdy to the point where you can't bite through it. So you need something that's strong.
Do you
Potato rolls are the best.
Oh, I was
Yeah,
just getting
yeah,
ready to say, do you like a potato bun?
yes, those
I
are the
love a
best.
potato
Yeah, because they're a
bun.
little bit denser and they
Yeah.
hold up to a lot of, like, good beef grease.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. I like it, a bun to feel, like, kinda soft too,
yeah, yeah,
like, when you bite into it. I don't like a crusty bun,
yeah, yeah.
and I'm not a fan of a brioche bun
No, there's a
either.
reason why. It's because your brain is telling you this is too sweet to eat right now.
Yeah.
It seems almost like a breakfast food or a dessert.
Yeah, and the
And you don't want that.
texture,
Yeah.
it's just not right for me. I
Yeah.
like that potato bun.
Yeah. Well, part of the sense memory of eating a burger is that you know what you're going to get. It's familiar as a burger, and then when you take that first bite, it has to beat up to your standards for familiarity to taste great. And part of that is that yeasty hit you get whenever that yeast hits your nose. Your brain says, "Here it comes, here it comes." So
Mm.
good.
Oh,
And
my
that's really
mouth's
because
watering.
what your nose is tasting the burger first, before it even goes into your mouth.
Mm. Now, toppings wise, what do you think? I mean, I know you just like onions and mustard, but are
Yeah.
there like certain things that a burger needs to have? Like, do the onions need to be thinly sliced? Like, what should the pickles be like?
Dill pickles are great. I mean, that's all personal preference, but you have to create a flavor that you can achieve in one bite in your mouth. In other words, you have to be able to take one bite and taste everything, all the textures, the flavors, the temperatures, everything has to happen in one bite. And so if you could do that with six condiments or two condiments or six ingredients, it just has to be what your personal preference, what you really want to get away with. But as you know, the balance is everything. You have to be able to create a balance that is sweet and savory, and hot and cold, crunchy and soft, and all these things have to happen in one bite.
And are you a fan of cutting a burger in half, or do you think it should stay whole?
Depends on the burger again. It's sure, cut it in half. Why not? It's actually easier to get it in your mouth. You put that first corner in your mouth. There are a lot of classic spots in America that do cut their burgers in half, and it's because that's just the way they've always done it. They've always served it that way. The burger we have on the menu right now, the special burger we have now, has always been cut in half for 100 years, almost 100 years. They've cut it in half and served it in two halves, and no one knows why.
What's the special burger you have right
We're
now?
doing the cheesy western from Texas Tavern at Roanoke, Virginia.
Oh, yeah, that's
Yeah,
the place when I came to the burger
exactly. Yeah,
party.
the one you had. Yeah,
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 yeah.
yeah.
So you have a big spread in Southern Living right now. People
Yes,
should check out. That is, how many different burgers did you feature in that?
we featured four different hamburger heroes, and
Okay.
their places and then the burgers they make. Yeah.
And what all is on the Western burger?
So the cheesy western is they're a special relish. They have almost like a cabbage relish. It's actually relish made with cabbage. Cabbage and mustard those are the predominant flavors, right? For sure, which we're getting from the restaurant on a weekly basis.
I saw your
Oh
Instagram of
yeah,
how you got this relish. I think you got to tell everybody the
we,
relish story because
we
this is how intense you are when it comes to your
oh yeah, yeah.
burgers.
No, we were all about the forensics and getting it right and making sure that burger is completely authentic. We want to make sure that every single person who walks in that restaurant and they eat the burger, the first thing they say is, "Wow, this is as good as I remembered from that place where I've been going my whole life." And so we're trying to be as authentic as possible. So in this case, there are many elements in this burger. There's an egg, there's two patties, there's cheese. Most of the stuff's pretty standard, but there's one thing we could not recreate because he wouldn't give us the recipe, which is totally fine. I don't want anybody's recipes or secrets at all. Which was this cabbage relish they make. It's called Texas Tavern's famous relish, and so we went and picked it up. But to pick it up, we decided to make a little movie out of it. We made a little film where we go down. We did the exchange in a parking lot.
You each drove halfway,
We each
right?
drove halfway. We met at a Waffle House in West Virginia. We exchanged 29 gallons of the relish to get us through the first 2 weeks.
Oh my God, 29 gallons
Yeah,
of relish for
30
2
gallons a
weeks.
week, basically. So 1 month
Jeez.
promotion. We're probably going to go through 60 gallons of relish.
Oh my
A
God,
lot of
60
relish.
gallons of relish. Well, it
Yeah.
was good relish, I'll tell you that.
Oh, yeah.
All right, do you have any tricks for people at home for burger making? Because I do think it's one of those foods that it's the simplest of simple,
Yeah.
but when you make it at home, it doesn't usually taste as good as when you get it out. And everybody's cooking burgers all summer long. A lot of times they turn into hockey pucks on a grill.
Make it happen.
And they'll like puff up in the center. They're just never quite as good when you do it at home as when you get it out. So why is that?
I've got a few tips. One, the biggest tip I tell people is to get ready. If someone says, you're making the burgers, there's 10 of us here, focus. I tell people to put the beer down, put down the drink, and just focus. Get ready. Have all your mise en place. Have all your ingredients ready to go, right next to the griddle. Make sure the griddle is in great shape and it's the right temperature. And then you basically make magic. You can do this in about 15 minutes or less, and then go enjoy yourself. Celebrate your success with a drink, and not. I feel too many people actually they overthink it. Guests start showing up and they're not ready. It's happened to me before, for sure. People are like, "Oh, give me a drink. You want a beer? Yeah, I'll take a beer. Why not?" Next, you have a couple of beers. You're like, "Wait, I forgot to turn the grill on. Oh, and I gotta
Right.
light this. And where's the buns? Where are the buns?
Are you putting a griddle on top of your grill?
It's a great idea. It's very dangerous. I would tell people it's very
Mhm.
dangerous to do that
Why
because
is that dangerous?
because if you have fat, if you're
Mhm.
making burgers and the fat is running off, it's got to go somewhere and it goes right into the fire and can cause a huge fire. So I would
Oh.
recommend if you do that to do it briefly and to do it
Mhm.
in a high edged cast iron skillet, so the
Okay.
grease won't go over into the flame. If you
So
have a flat
skillet
top,
versus griddle.
yes, and you can do also if you have a big like a flame grill, like a big like kettle Weber or whatever. You put a cast iron skillet in there. You can also keep one side hot and one side cool. You can just take the spatula and slide the pan around the inside of the grill, so you're not you go from hot to cold, and
Oh, that's
judge and
smart.
control the temperature a little more. Yeah.
Now, what about any of those tricks that like you'll see online, like putting your thumb in the middle of the
It's a
burger
good
or
idea.
putting an ice cube on it or putting butter in the meat? Like, does any of that work or
All of it's good. Yeah,
necessary?
all of they're all great. The ice cube one's a little weird. I think I wouldn't put anything in the meat at all. That's always kind of you always put stuff on top. I'd be careful about putting onions in there or eggs or or butter. Butter might work, but butter could be a mess. Also, butter can have a big flame up. That's the
Yeah,
problem.
yeah.
Yeah,
I've seen people dice up butter
yeah,
and put in it. Now,
yeah.
I actually put grated onion and an egg in my Logan County burgers.
I just do an egg in that burger. We know
Yes.
about this burger because
Yes.
I made one after you
Yes.
described it. Mine didn't have an egg in it though.
Yeah, so my Logan County burgers, that's my signature burger from my grandma who was from Logan County, West Virginia, and I take the meat, I do 1 pound of beef,
Yeah,
I grate a few tablespoons of onion into it,
good idea.
and I put in some garlic powder,
Good.
and then I put 1 egg in it because I make them so thin. It's not a smashed burger,
Yeah.
like,
Would you press them
I
thin?
make them super
Yeah.
thin, then I heavily salt and put in the iron skillet or
Good.
on a flat top. But I feel like because I add the onion in there, like, it needed something to bind it and hold it together,
Sure. Yeah.
otherwise it was, like, falling apart.
Yeah.
So I do put the egg in that one.
Okay.
You're like,
Well,
"Okay."
you're sort of veering towards meatloaf at that point. Be
Yes, it
careful.
does
So,
get a little
that's okay.
meatloafy, right?
That's okay.
Well, a meatloaf burger might be good.
It's good, but then it's meatloaf.
So what do you think are some of the big mistakes that people make when they're making burgers?
Put ketchup on there.
Ah, I love ketchup.
I know. I like ketchup too. It's not on a burger.
Yeah.
There are ways to get around that. For me, ketchup on a sauce is great. If you make a sauce,
Mhm.
we have. If you notice, we have no sauces at the restaurant.
So you're not a believer in a
I mean,
sauce?
I just think sauces are overwhelming. And if we put a sauce in the burger, I think it would take away from the experience of eating the beef. Having a beefy burger, we get bad reviews all the time. They don't have any sauce. Well, sorry.
Well, that's just a personal
okay.
preference. So
Yes,
you shouldn't
exactly.
always have to have a sauce.
I totally agree.
How do you make a burger taste beefier? Like, you know how sometimes you get a burger and you're like, that's
Yeah.
really beefy.
Yeah.
And then other times it's like,
A lot of times what happens is I think you take away from the beefy flavor by adding too much to it. And you have competing flavors. And obviously ketchup is the biggest no-no for me because ketchup is very strong. Ketchup is very sweet and it can be a little vinegary and it will take away from the flavor of the beef. All you taste is sweetness from the ketchup. If you have mustard, for example, mustard like the French with Dijon and steak, it works very well with the beef. And I think probably because of the mustard itself, but also because of the vinegar in there. Actually enhances the beef. But really just to keep it simple and not cover the beef up with anything.
right. Like we don't have to be doing all these blue cheese sauces
Exactly.
and
Yeah.
bacon. What do you think about bacon on a
So
burger?
bacon is a weird one for me because bacon is very salty and smoky.
Yeah.
Smoke, I have no problem with smoke, but then it's the salt side. It says too much salt sometimes in bacon, and it takes away from it as well.
Just,
I see people put very thick slices of bacon. It's like, why don't you just put the bacon on a bun?
I know if it's too thick of a slice too, it's like you bite
Yeah.
into it and then the bacon like slides out of the burger.
Yeah.
I don't like that when you are
No.
eating a burger and it's falling apart.
Yeah, you can't. That's not good. You want to be able to have like what I like to call perfect burger architecture.
Yeah, like sometimes I really love iceberg lettuce on a burger, but I want it to be finely shredded
Yeah,
for
that's
the
good.
same
Yeah.
reason. Like I
Yeah.
don't want it like falling
Shreddus.
apart.
Yeah.
Yes.
And they call it shreddus. Yeah,
Shreddus.
so shredded lettuce. Yeah.
What's your feeling on shreddus?
Shreddus is great because there's something weird that goes on whenever you actually cut iceberg and you put it back in the fridge. It gets really crispy. There's this strange scientific reaction that happens. I think because of once you cut lettuce, the liquid comes out of there and the liquid gets very cold, and it makes the lettuce even crunchier. So the more you slice it, the crunchier it gets in a way.
Sometimes I like a nice ripe slice of tomato,
Yeah, me
but it
too.
has to be really good
Oh
tomato.
yeah.
Like when you go out and you get one that's mushy on a
Oh,
burger, it's disgusting.
worst, the worst. Yeah, yeah,
The worst.
yeah.
What do you think when you get served a burger and it's there with like that sad piece of leaf lettuce, the thick slice of red onion, and the sad piece of tomato there?
That person did not really want to make a great burger. They just wanted to like just get through the day. Here's a burger.
Let's get back to Hamburger America because I love your restaurant so much. I love the concept and like I said I love the feeling of being in there like this American luncheonette. You opened up in 2023,
Yeah,
right?
2023.
Yeah, I read that the first day you had Chris Rock, Mayor Bloomberg, like all these people eating there. What was your vision when you decided to do this restaurant?
Well, I originally had decided to do the restaurant. I didn't I didn't really want to. I was happy doing books and TV and having all that going on. It was fine. But then I realized it was time. People had been bugging me to make a restaurant. I didn't know what was going to happen. I had no idea. I did know that if I kept it simple, it would be okay. I realized at that point that everything I've talked about, all of my burger books, have all been about community and how important it is to have a place where people can go and feel comfortable and feel like-minded, or at least, and the like-mindedness was all about the hamburger. It's a community aspect, and I thought to myself, I can't open just a stand because it wouldn't be the same thing as what I love so much about the hamburger spots in America. So that was really the thinking behind it was, let's open a counter, literally a counter that feels comfortable to everyone, that feels like something in my book. We took elements from so many different restaurants and put them into my restaurants. It's almost like it's like the greatest hits of all the feelings and the vibe of all those great spots that I've been talking about for years in my books.
So when it came to the menu, how did you decide what to have on it? Because it is limited.
Very limited. Yes, thank you. We like the limited.
I like a limited menu too. It's like do something and do it
Yeah, yeah,
right.
yeah. It's
Yeah.
nerve-wracking to not change a menu, you know? It's
Mhm.
really bizarre, but I have had the only change we've made to the menu in the last 2.5 years has been we added coleslaw. That's the only thing that's been,
What made
and
you add coleslaw?
we had a burger special that had very fine chopped coleslaw. It was my coleslaw recipe on a burger, a North Carolina burger called the Carolina Slaw Burger, and people kept asking for the slaw on the side because they want to have. I'll take it on the burger, but can I have some extra on the side? They were eating it with a spoon. I was like, okay, okay.
That would be me.
We're
I
on
would
something.
want extra slaw for
And now
sure.
we sell
Yeah.
40, 50 orders a day. It's
I
crazy.
love coleslaw.
Good coleslaw too.
I
Thank you.
love it. It is good.
Thank
And
you.
your fries are so good. Tell me about those
Fries
fries.
are just we tested fries for a solid day. Tried 30 different types, and that was the one we came up with. It's a
It,
frozen fry.
it's really good. It's just a simple fry. It's like
Yeah.
exactly what you want it to taste like.
We cook in corn oil also, which adds
Mhm.
a little flavor to it. So
And then you've got my personal favorite, the ham sandwich. It is a good ham sandwich.
thank you. That was a nod to the hot ham sandwiches of Milwaukee and the upper Midwest. It's basically just sliced shaved ham, heated up on the flat top on the griddle with Swiss cheese and served on a toasted bun.
I love it. It's like you got to
There
have
you
a
go.
side of a ham sandwich.
Yeah,
I get my
that's right.
burger and then I'd like a ham sandwich on the side, please.
Yeah, yeah. Pete Wells talked about it all the time. Pete Wells called it the sleeper. He
It
said
really is.
it's
And the
like,
egg
okay.
salad and the tuna
Yeah.
salad, they're all really good.
It's just my son's favorite sandwich. That's all it is.
Well, that's what makes it the best.
It's probably yeah.
What about your egg salad and tuna salad? Where'd you get those
Egg
recipes?
salad's my mom's recipe.
Okay.
My
And your
mom-
mom's Southern,
Well,
right?
she's from South Carolina. She grew up in Allendale, South Carolina, and then her family moved to North Charleston when she was a kid. I've had tons of family down there, tons. But the egg salad is her recipe.
Oh, that makes it
Um,
so
I
special.
think there's 3 ingredients in there. It's eggs. There's 4 ingredients: eggs, French's yellow mustard,
That's what I put mine
a
to.
little bit of salt, and I say boiled eggs. Yeah,
Mayo.
So mayonnaise, boiled eggs, hard-boiled eggs, French's yellow mustard, and salt, and that's it.
The best. It's like you
You
don't need
need anything
anything
else,
else. That on
yeah.
white bread, it's
Yeah.
like perfection.
As my dad would say, no foreign bodies in there. He doesn't like salad sandwiches with foreign bodies in it.
And you're always featuring different burgers as well and having
Right.
different regional burgers. So how do you decide your partnerships and what regional burgers to feature?
Well, after 25 years of traveling around the country and meeting people and making very, very good, like great deep relationships, I've used these to my advantage in the restaurant where we have a monthly burger special now. Every month we change the monthly special, and we go into this deep, deep research to make sure we get it right, like I was saying. And then we go so far as even bring those people into the restaurant if they're around, if they want to show up, and they come in for a press conference, and we introduce the burger in a big old way once a month, and we've had the greatest time.
Tell
Well,
me,
we've also brought some back from the dead, which is kind of wild. We brought two back from the dead don't exist anymore. We've had fans who've come in and said, "You should bring back this burger or that burger," and we had to think about how we'd actually make it happen. And one of our regulars who comes in every day recommended that we bring back a burger from New Haven called the Doodle Burger from the Yankee Doodle, which has been closed for 18 years now.
and what's that burger?
Doodle Burger is a very simple burger. It's kind of it's nothing much really. It's it's a one patty with they take a slice of tomato and they heat it up on the flat top just for like a second and put it on top of the burger with red relish. Serve it with red relish and a bun. It's nothing special, but it's perfect at the same time.
What have been some of your favorite regional burgers in your travels?
I like them all. The one coming up this month is going to be pretty wild. We're doing the Slug Burger.
What's that?
Slug Burger is from Mississippi.
Hmm.
It was a hard times burger that predates the Great Depression and the 1920s. Hard times in northern Mississippi. They would take beef and they would add to beef breadcrumbs that were made from yesterday's bread, buns, crush them up, put them in the beef, and cook them that way. And the breadcrumbs get very crispy because of the rendered beef fat. And they're perfect. They're amazing. But they're served with nothing more than just mustard and onion. That's it on a toasted bun. And
That
they're
sounds
we're
good.
making a little slider sized. We're
Ooh,
going to have so you can buy them by the bag. You can buy 6 at a time.
6 burgers at a
But they're
time.
tiny. They're small. They're only like 2 ounces each.
I love that though. Get a bag of
Buy
burgers.
them by the bag, which is also
Mm,
very historically significant, to go to White Castle and White Tower and all those places, all sold them by the bag full.
I've never been to a White Castle.
You're not missing much these days, but they are very important. They are the reason that we have hamburgers today.
White Castle
White
is,
Castle,
not
yes.
McDonald's.
Not McDonald's. McDonald's is the reason they're all over the world for sure.
Hmm.
But it's White Castle is the reason that we had the White Castle actually saved the American hamburger.
How that? Tell me about
The
that.
short story was that they in the 1920s, two guys got together and were making small burgers, but they realized that at that point people were still not hamburgers were seen as dirty like wage earner food. But one guy noticed that there were people who were from the other side of town rolling up in their limousines, parking around the corner and sending people around to buy burgers to this one little hamburger stand in Wichita. And two guys got together. This one guy was making the burgers, and another like real estate guy they got together and they created White Castle, and they basically cleaned up the hamburger's image by grinding fresh beef and like making the place white. It's called White for purity, and Castle for strength was where the name came from, and it basically single-handedly saved the American hamburger.
Would you ever eat a fast food burger?
Yeah, I do once in a while. Yeah.
Like, where would you go? Are you going to Wendy's, Burger
No,
King,
I go
McDonald's?
next tier, next level. I'm going to Steak and Shake,
Uh-huh.
In and Out. I love In and Out. Just went to a Culver's, pretty good. I love my Shake Shack.
I do. I
Yeah.
like all those.
But Shake Shack has the ability to make a burger that is literally just beef, cheese, and bun, and it's fantastic.
How have burgers changed since you started doing this when you made your documentary in, what was that, 2004?
Yeah.
How have things changed?
Well, I think people are taking burgers more seriously. There's no question about that. But in 2010, my film ended up in the National Archives. It was brought in 2010 as a piece of culinary importance.
Well, that's pretty
Yeah, it's
major.
kind of cool. And there was a big speech and a screening that was given, and I realized at that point people were actually taking the burger seriously. So a lot has changed since then. I mean, we had a weird adjustment with the chef burger came along in the last 25 years. Daniel Boulud was one of the very first that kicked that off with his crazy foie gras, stuffed burger, which is great. It's a great burger.
I remember when that kicked off and people were like, can't believe they're charging, what was it, $30 for
Yeah.
a burger. Now it's like, okay, $30 for a burger. That's
Yeah.
pretty status quo.
And it was a pretty involved burger.
Yeah.
It was kind of hard to eat. It still is hard to eat, I think. But it was a great idea. I think he would be the first to say that it was a crazy burger and doesn't really know why he did it, but he did it for all the right reasons. He knew that there was a weird moment happening where I think the chef burger and the regular daily everyday burger had to meet in the middle somewhere. And he was one of the very first to do that. And then everybody started doing it. And the recession happened in 2007, and then everybody was putting burgers on their menus, and it got really crazy there for a while. And then everything started all the chef burgers, I think a lot of them went away. People started to look back at the simple stuff, smash burgers, pub burgers. And that's kind of where we are now, which is nice. The smash burger is all over the damn planet.
It really is
amazing,
everywhere. Yes.
Amazing.
I like a smash burger. I like a thinner burger. So
Yeah.
it's like the chef burgers didn't do it for me. Like to
Yeah,
have
they
like
really were good.
foie
Yeah.
gras on a burger, that just doesn't do it for me.
Yeah. And
Like,
everyone's just trying to do something different and weird.
yeah, yeah. Like, are there any burgers that you think, oh, that's just blasphemous?
I mean, there's whenever you cover up all those flavors with truffle oils and
Uh-huh.
weird stuff like that, it's just not worth it.
Like, remember when people were putting burgers on donuts and stuff?
Yeah, that still happens. There is
Yeah.
actually there's a Luther Vandross had a burger
Mhm.
apparently named after him. That was a donut burger.
What do you think of that?
It's not bad actually.
Really?
It's actually kind of funny. It kind of works. It's so weird that it actually kind of works. You know,
Yeah.
there's a lot of weird burgers out there.
It's like a don't knock it until you try it type of
Exactly. 'Cause
thing.
it's pretty simple. It's not that big of a deal. I just don't like the ones that are people don't think about what it might taste like or how it might
Mhm.
chew or end up in
Mhm.
your mouth. They just think of what it might look like on Instagram, and those are the worst burgers.
Oh, anytime that it's for what it's going to look like on Instagram or TikTok,
Yeah.
it's a major X for
Oh, yeah,
me.
yeah. Like
Yeah.
the mac and cheese burger was one of the biggest fails of all time.
Oh,
'Cause people think, oh, mac and cheese, oh, burger. They put them together in your mouth. You're like, ah, hot pasta in my mouth. No, not good. With a
no,
burger. Weird.
no, not a fan. Weird.
Yeah.
All right, I want to ask you a little rapid fire here. Tell me,
Oh.
George, what is your breakfast?
Every day I have a fried egg, and lately I've been putting sambal on it. I love a over easy egg, and sometimes a flour tortilla, sometimes white toast.
You just have a one egg?
One egg, yeah.
Just one egg.
Just one egg. It's all you need.
You're not hungry after just the
No,
one egg.
Nope. I do a tiny workout, and then I have an egg. Yeah.
What's your workout?
I just picked up the bike again with seasons, but I also walk a lot. I do a lot of walking.
Do you live in New York City?
I live in Brooklyn, yeah.
Yeah, so you're walking a lot.
Yeah, I walk all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's your personal order at Hamburger America?
So we have a burger on the menu. It's called a classic smash all the way, which is mustard, pickle, onion, and that's it. And I'm fine with that. I'm fine with either that, a single, or a double. Usually a double. Double's pretty good.
How often are you eating burgers?
Every day.
Every day?
Yeah.
Every day you're having a
Someone's
burger.
gonna taste it.
Wow.
The burgers are not big. They're small. They're small burgers.
Wow. All right. What's one burger destination everyone should make a pilgrimage to?
Ooh. Okay. I actually have two. I say the state of Ohio and the state of Wisconsin.
And
People
and why?
don't consider Ohio for burgers or food, I think. Unfortunately, there's a lot of great primary source stuff going on in Ohio. Same goes for Wisconsin. Wisconsin even more so. There's so much going on food-wise in Wisconsin. There's so much food pride and like drink pride and beer pride. I mean, it's just sausage pride. There's a lot of great stuff going on.
Do you think American or cheddar belongs on a burger?
American. American is the only way. American is the only way to
Thank
be
you.
welcome.
Yes, I do not think cheddar cheese has any place on a
No.
burger. American cheese all the way.
You can't if you're considering how to scientifically get it involved. If not, it's a mess. It's not designed for burgers. I mean, American cheese is actually engineered for a burger to melt.
Agreed. Ketchup on fries, yes or no?
Oh yeah, definitely. Ketchup on fries are great. Yeah.
Burger topping that you think never should be used.
Ketchup.
Is a veggie burger even a burger?
No, it's not. It's not a burger because hamburgers came from Hamburg, Germany. When it came from Hamburg, Germany, it was made from beef, and it was didn't come from tunaburg or shrimpburg or veggieburg. Hamburg,
Oh, George, I love it. I love your books.
Thank you.
I mean, with Father's Day coming up, honestly, I can't think of better Father's Day gift than getting these. If you got a dad that loves burgers, Hamburger America, a state-by-state guide to 220 of the greatest burger joints across the country. I mean, that's pretty awesome. And then the Great American Burger Book. Oh, it's expanded and updated edition. How to make authentic regional burgers at home. They're both such fun books. You are amazing.
Thank you.
And tell everybody where they can find you.
They can find me at Hamburger America.
you
7
are
days a
behind.
week.
You are behind the counter. Like
there,
I
I'm
walk
there.
in there and you're there,
I'm there as
actually
much
making the
much as
burgers.
possible. I love being there. It just feels so good. I want to be there all the time, so I'm there a lot. Or you can also find me at Hamburger_America, which is the Instagram account for Hamburger America, the restaurant, or Motzburger, Motzburger on Instagram.
Amazing. Thank you for being here.
Thanks for having me.